While that time you doing your thing, Vibe magazine is also running concurrently with you guys. Now, if I'm hearing the story correct, Quincy Jones started Vibe, right?
Yes.
And so, but he was trying to partner or invest in Source magazine initially. Man, take us through that process, man.
Yeah. There's actually a good TV show on Vice TV that came out about a month or two ago. It's a series called The Dark Side of the 90s.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
what made me reach out.
Okay. So episode 8, right? That's the one on hip hop where they tell a lot of the stories. So yeah, I mean, as the Source is, starting to grow in the early 90s, I actually get a call from Russell Simmons, and he's like, man, my boy Quincy Jones, he wants to start a magazine, but I'm telling him he needs to get with you guys. You guys are, are the shit, whatever. I want to introduce you. I'm like, okay, dope. So, we get connected to Quincy's people, and Quincy is partnered up with Time Warner, and they're planning to do a magazine, but they say to me, we want to invest in the Source. And, we spend like months kind of negotiating, showing them, our numbers of things and revenues and sales and all this kind of stuff. And then he ends up flying us out to his home in Beverly Hills. I had 3 partners at the time, John, James, and Ed, and the 4 of us go out there to his crib, and we're sitting around, waiting for him. And he finally walks in the room, and, he's like, listen, guys, I need to tell you, I've decided that I want to start my own magazine. It's going to be called Volume. That was the original name they had for it. But, I'm willing to buy you guys out for $600,000 and give you all jobs at my new magazine. And I was pissed, man. I was so pissed. I'm like, are you crazy? Like your own magazine, what? And I, after getting over that and, politely declining the offer, a lot of people, were worried. Oh, Time Warner and Quincy Jones are starting their own hip hop magazine. This is the end for the Source. Like, I wasn't worried, honestly, because I knew that Quincy really didn't have his finger on the pulse of hip hop. Like,
Gotcha.
He didn't really quite understand it. I mean, of course, he's, done incredible things in Black music and culture. But when it came to hip hop at that time, he didn't really get it. With Vibe, when you go back and look at the first years of the magazine, they would have Snoop Dogg on the cover, but then they come back with like, Whitney Houston or something that was, very, very R&B. And back then, hip hop and R&B weren't the way they are now.
Right.
It was just starting with Jodeci and Mary J. Blige, but, there was still very different worlds. So, I just felt like, then they're not going to have that kind of authenticity that the Source has.
Gotcha.
And we just stick to what we're doing, we're going to keep growing because people are attracted to the realness, you know what I mean? And, you might take longer to build from the ground up like that, but eventually, the audience will come. And that's what happened. The Source dominated Vibe magazine for years and every aspect of the magazine business. They tried copying a lot of things we did. They tried the Vibe Awards. They tried to do Vibe music compilations that we did. And, none of them.
Did they ever try the ranking system? They never tried to touch that, did they?
I don't think so. I don't remember Vibe ever ranking rating albums or anything. But
Gotcha.
Yeah.